It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. I don't feel like doing a song today. I don't know. I'm feeling reflective. Reflective. Yes. I don't know. I'm worried. You know what? I will be honest with you. I'm looking at the download numbers, and the numbers have gone down from 20 to 10. So my fear is that my desire to be silly is alienating 50% of the audience. I don't know if I don't know if there's any fact to that. But that begs the question: who am I doing this for? Because when I started doing this once a day, my goal was I want to make myself laugh, and I don't want to I don't want to pay attention to what anyone else thinks about it. But when you see a 50% dive in the ratings, my ego steps in and goes, I'm gonna take the driver's seat here. Hang on a minute. I just find that insane. But I think though, in spite of all of this, my initial impulse is correct. That this is about me. Ha ha ha! But I'm doing this because I want to find the joy in doing it again. And so if I'm having fun, that's the only thing that matters for this podcast, other than the ratings. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to not let the rating... I mean, if it goes into the negative numbers, I don't know even if that's possible. I think... literally the podcast is killing people, then I'll have to reassess. But for now, I'm actually just talking myself back into being... because I don't want to always just be silly on this either. I think, I was doing, improv-y sketch stuff to just have something to talk about. But what to talk about? I'll tell you what I don't want to talk about, even though I have strong feelings about it. That's probably what I should talk about. I don't want to talk about politics, but I have strong feelings about politics and what's going on specifically. But I find I don't want to talk about it in the stand-up, because I feel like even talking about it, at least for me, it's like opening up a wound. And so lately I've been more attracted to doing the silly stuff because the reality that I'm looking at is just so unbearable that the silliness is an escape from it. What I'm seeing is very sad, because it doesn't matter what side anyone is on. It is my belief that we're all better than this. And we've devolved into a behavior that's beneath what we're capable of. And I think everyone has the capability of rising above this. I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't. Other than Skeletor. You know what? I think even Skeletor could turn it around. And at times has. Now I feel guilty for insulting Skeletor, who's not even a real person. One wonders how he can form sentences when he does not have lips. But I guess that's the magic. And one of the iterations, he was injured, and some powerful force brought him back to life, but as Skeletor. I bring thee back to life, but as Skeletor. I can't understand what you're saying. I'm beginning to see the problem. You don't have lips or a tongue. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure how you can make noise at this point. Yeah, this is, Didn't think this through when I mean, visually, I must say, you're quite intimidating. You are Skeletor, but you may need a pad and a pencil. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're trying to say. Write it down so I can look at it. You're right. All right, this is what we'll do. I'm just going to make a magic spell that makes you somehow able for people to understand you. Poop-de-dee, poop-de-doo. Make this guy's words understandable too. There we go. Now I am understood. And that was the magic spell. Poop-de-dee, poop-de-doo. Make this guy understandable too. That's it? That's all it took? Yeah, a lot of people think it takes impressive writing skills. It doesn't. As long as you rhyme and it makes sense, you really can do anything. You just need the right, just need to be magical. That's all there is to it. So that's the end of that sketch. But I think people could be better than this. That's my thinking. Just overall. And I don't even want to choose sides. I don't think there should be sides. I hate that there are sides. We should be unified. Totally. It reminds me of the song I sang in elementary school choir. We're all one people under the sun, different and unique, each and every one. But under the moon, we're different. Such an upbeat song in choir. Elementary school choir. Nobody took that song to heart. Now they're singing, we're all at least two people under the sun. I am right and you are wrong. Slat rhyme. So I'm at a... So I guess what I want to be able to do, I want to bring people together with this podcast. That actually is what I want to do. I want to be able to bring people together. And I think the only way that I can do that is for people to come together in an opinion about me. My name is Linda. And my name is Pamela. And we have vastly different political ideologies. We have. Absolutely. And we don't want to go into which one of us has the ideology, because that's not what's important. What's important is that for years we fought. Absolutely, every day we fought. And we finally were able to find some common ground thanks to Joshua Snyder. Basically what happened is that Joshua Snyder slept with both of us on consecutive nights. And then on the third night we came together and we just compared notes, and we found that it was a terrible sexual experience. And that was the bridge that enabled us to start to find some connection. Absolutely. He just hadn't, he couldn't do, his knees gave out. For God's sake, his knees his knees did give out. How does that even happen? Boy's still in his 30s. His knees gave out. We were all lying down and his knees gave out. How does that happen? I certainly don't understand. But because of that, because of the gesture that he made, we were able to bond over our mutual dissatisfaction. And we started to talk, and we started to see each other's pain, and we started to understand where we were both coming from. And we've really made steps, and we're both better people because of it. Joshua Snyder, failing to give women orgasms for 36 years. The more you know. That was the more you know. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That should come after a public statement or a public service announcement. I remember the more you know. Get an NBC actor to say talk about drugs or talk about you need to talk to someone. Be sure to talk to someone. The more you know. I remember that. And the earnestness of them looking into the camera. Listen, you're not alone. People can be here to help you. Now, excuse me while I go act in this show where we murder 1,000 people with guns. Now I'm actually referencing G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! When they're saying at the end of the cartoon. Be sure to look both ways before you cross the street. Now excuse me while I go drop bombs on Cobra. But to G.I. Joe's credit, they never killed anybody. And neither did Cobra. And I've discussed this at length on stage, and I will discuss it here again. G.I. Joe, I say this to you, G.I. Joe is the least effective fighting force that has ever been created. They are at 0 kills. They've been operative for years, and they are at 0 kills. But we stopped Cobra from taking over the world. Yes, but they're going to try it again tomorrow. We need you to kill Cobra. How do you keep not killing them? How do you keep giving them the ability to escape and they go, next time, G.I. Joe? What are you missing? What can we give you? You have lasers. No one else in the Army has lasers. They should be melted by now. We've spent billions on this program. Wasn't G.I. Joe originally just the name of the doll? G.I. Joe? Joe? But now I guess it's become the name of the entire unit. GI. Doesn't that mean General Infantry? What does GI mean? I should look that up. Siri. Oh, maybe I can do this while I'm recording. So here's what just happened. I tried to press the button to ask Siri about what G.I. Joe meant, or what GI was, and it stopped the recording, and then I proceeded to talk for the next 10 minutes without it getting recorded. And I want to make sure that you understand that. I want you to know that that happened. That's the kind of person that you would be dealing with if you had me in bed with you. That's exactly the kind of person. In fact, I might even be inept enough to ask Siri a question while we're in the middle of coitus. You might ask Siri a question while we're in the middle of coitus. Siri, how can you get me out of this? Although that implies horrible things. Obviously, I mean, I would only be doing this with you consensually. So when you ask Siri, how do you get out of this? It's not because, if you tell me stop, I'll stop. I will definitely stop immediately. In fact, if you tell me to start, I will, I'll question it. Are you really sure you want to start? You really sure you want to get in bed with this? You're absolutely 100% sure you want this? Are you sure? Because I think you're better than this, but, I guess it's your call. So now I'm trying to remember what I was talking about while I was not recording. And the things that popped into my mind were what were they? Well, I went into a diatribe on vegan burgers. I'll do it again. This is my message to all the companies that make vegan burgers. Thank you. You're doing a great job. I love and respect you. But stop saying that whatever you are producing tastes like real meat. It's okay to call it the Impossible Burger because it's impossible for whatever that is to taste like a real burger. And people have said, no, I tasted it. It tastes like a real burger. And I believe the reason why they say that is because they spent a lot of money on it and they don't want to realize that what they tasted was a literal impossibility. I had a vegan burger last night. And it was fine. And I'll tell you why. Because I doused it in ketchup. That's why ketchup exists. So that I can have something healthy, douse it with ketchup, and still lie to myself that I was being healthy. That is the essence of ketchup. Ketchup is the denial of the dinner table. Ketchup is the wolf from Pulp Fiction. There's a problem with your meal, ketchup is going to come and just handle it. You're dealing with this vegan burger, it's no good. Ketchup is like, don't worry, I'll cover this up for you. I got this. Ketchup is amazing. Does not get enough love. John Kerry, who ran for president, I think was married to the lady who owns Heinz. He did not win the presidency. But if his wife had run, I'd go, listen, Heinz has done a lot. Heinz has fixed a lot. Let's give it to her. Let's throw some Heinz on it. Okay, good. So the vegan burger, we covered the vegan burger. What else did I want to cover? Stronger opinions on this podcast. Much stronger. Yes, indeed. Much stronger. That'll do. That's good.